Can you hear me?
Shalom, Rabbi. Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom, everybody. Boker Tov. All right, let's start off our day with some prayer, some Shema, and some of the Ten Commandments. We'll start off with Sinclair Land. Adrian's going to pray. Sinclair Land's going to do the Shema. Marley's going to do the Ten Commandments.
Lord, I thank you and praise you for this class, that we might learn more from a rabbi, and that we might learn about your word, O Lord. I thank you that we have this opportunity. Amen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Yehovah Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Eolam Vayed. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one God. I'm the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. 2, you shall have no idols. 3, do not say, do not say, do not speak the Lord's name in vain. 4, keep the Shabbat holy. 5, honor your mother and father. 6, no murder. 7, you shall not commit adultery. 8, you shall not steal. 9, you shall not lie. 10, you shall not covet.
Amen. Everybody give Marley the big finger. Marley, we almost didn't recognize you there with no hat on, no blanket around you, no hoodie, no whatever. All right. All right. Well, so we're starting a new book this Parasha. We're finding the book of Shemot, Exodus. A lot of things to go over in this Parasha. Okay, we're going to be starting our journey in Egypt now. But who wants to read the prophecy? Mia, read the prophecy there on the page.
Jehovah said to Avram, know this for certain. Your descendants will be foreigners in a land that is not theirs. They will be slaves and held in oppression there for 400 years.
All right, thank you, Mia. All right, way before this happened, Jehovah said to Abraham, your descendants are going to be slaves. Okay? See, sometimes you got to pay for what your ancestors did. Okay? You have a personal relationship with the Lord, and sometimes things might not be the greatest. Okay? And we might be going through that very soon in this country. We might not be slaves, or we might be slaves. But we got to always serve the Lord no matter what. Okay? And do whatever you can to follow Him and believe in Him and everything like that. Because our country right now is not the country that even I grew up in when I was your age. It has fallen greatly from what she used to be and the way that people used to act. So there's no prophecy about America like this that says, Abraham, your descendants are going to be slaves. But there is the promise and the prophecy in the second commandment. What's the second commandment? What's the whole second commandment? What do you think, Riette? I see your hand, me. I want to give somebody else a chance.
Uh, I'm not sure what the full. All I remember is that you shall not make any idols and something like that.
Did it say something about when you do make idols, what's going to happen?
Well, I think that that you mm,
Did it say something's going to happen to your family?
yeah, I think that the family will become slaves.
All right,
Maybe.
let's see. Yeshua, tell us what happens in the second commandment.
Is that because you're jealous. The Lord, because he'll put the jealousy in his heart
Continue.
and third and fourth generation.
Say that again.
He'll put his man.
Yeshua. Say it what you will say. Put everything together.
He'll hit the third and fourth generation.
Okay, we're getting there. You got it, but you're not putting it all together. So very good. Okay. Victoria, what's the second commandment? What happens? What happens to your family if you make idols?
The second commandment is, well, do not have any idols before the Lord. And I think he said that he won't bless your family if you do have idols.
What's he going to do to your family?
Not bless them.
Well, he says he's going to do something.
Um,
Hey, Lev's got her hand up.
I'm not sure.
Go ahead, Lev.
So, what God said that would happen if we worship other gods, it would be that He would punish the children of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate Him. But displaying grace to the thousand generation of those who. Okay, I'm looking at Exodus 20 verse 6. It says, but also not just a punishing, but it also says, but displaying grace to the thousand generation of those who love me and obey my mitzvah.
So explain that, Mia.
So pretty much, first, if you start worshiping other gods instead of the Lord, he's gonna curse that family. Pretty much that the sins of the parents, the parents they did mistakes, they did like bad sins, and they didn't repent from it. So it means that their children are gonna pay for it. It could be sickness, it could be slavery, it could be the children were taken away. It's something like that, because in a parent's eyes, the children something valuable, like something part. The children are part of a person's life. Pretty much, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Something they love the most. And
okay.
so the
Go
part.
ahead.
So go ahead.
Go ahead.
So God does not to serve them because God punished the children from the third and fourth generation. So it means like the children's one generation, their children's the second generation, the other children so the third, and then after that is the fourth. But then the fifth generation, the Lord's gonna display to them, pretty much to the third and fourth generation. That's a lot of years in between. So, and the last we're saying displaying grace to the thousand generation is the fact that the Lord's gonna be merciful.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, Marley, what did Mia just say? Explain it in your words. What's the second commandment?
Well, if you make idols, then you consequences, and I did listen. It's just that it kind of went over my head.
Okay, Adrian, what did Mia say? Since you're older, did it go over your head?
I mean, she was talking about the second commandment and how, yeah, they'll be foreigners, but I mean, so long as they keep the second commandment and keep away from the idols and all the other gods, they'll still be good. They're gonna keep their. They're probably gonna keep their. Still keep their religion. They're still gonna keep it because they know it's a true one.
What does Jehovah say if you break the second commandment? What does he say he's going to do?
I haven't really read that commandment or memorized the entire.
Mia just explained it. Mia just read it and explained it. You happen to be not paying attention this morning. Okay, let's go over to Jennifer. Jennifer, what did Mia say? What's the second commandment, Jennifer?
Said about that if you make idols, the children of the third and fourth generation will also be punished.
Do you think that's fair, Jennifer?
No.
Why don't you think that's fair?
I think that because the parents did that and the kids could change, like they couldn't learn from their parents' mistakes, but they also will be punished.
Okay. You don't think that's fair that you should have to pay for your parents' mistakes? You don't think you
No,
think you should have a good life because you're you and your parents are just potato heads?
no, I said that. No, I said that they could change from their parents' mistake. They won't be able to because they had to be punished.
Well, they could change, but what if they don't want to change? What if they don't know to change?
Then that's their fault. They're gonna die. They're gonna die without being also punished.
Okay. What do you think, Allie Mae? What's the second commandment, Allie Mae? Thank you, Jennifer.
Idols.
Yes, it's idols, but what else does it say in the second commandment?
It says that it will punish your children to the third and fourth generation for their parents' mistakes.
Do you think that's right? Do you think that's why should you have to pay for your grandfather's mistake?
I I honestly don't know because it doesn't seem right because the kids, it wasn't their fault. It wasn't the children's fault. It was their parents and grandparents and everybody else.
But aren't you going to be just like your parents? You know, you're going to say things the way your parents say things. You're going to think the way they think. You're going to do things the way they do.
I'm not.
You don't think that's that's okay that you have to pay for their sins?
No.
Telling God he's wrong?
Well, no, but just, I just don't think that. I just don't think that's okay. I'm not telling him he's wrong. I just kind of don't agree with it.
You don't agree? Okay, well let's go into the circle. All right, Mia, you got your hand up.
Well, I have to say that I can't say it's unfair because then I'd be saying that the Lord's wrong. I mean, yeah, the Lord's just and merciful is, but the thing I want to say is that the fact that the children had to pay is that okay. I, I'm not a parent, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure for the parents that the children like there's something that's very valuable because it's came from you, like especially the mother. The children are something that came from you, so you will do anything to take care of them and to protect them, stuff like that. If you have a true relationship with God, something like that. That the children are the most valuable thing to the parents ever. And the parents will do anything to protect them. As if they're in their right mind. Not like the crazy people today who want to kill their babies. That is just wrong. But what I want to say here is that the fact that the Lord was going to punish the children is because the parents sinned. The parents, as a parent, you have the job to teach your children so that when you tell the truth, you have no excuse for not teaching your children. And if you didn't teach them, they just didn't change, like from your sin or whatever, that's when the Lord starts punishing your children. Because your children, I mean, the parents are, how do I say? The parents are an example for the children. So if the children see the example, chances are they're going to act the same way. Because the parents are supposed to be the children's role model. So if there's people, chances are they're going to go the same road. And also, not just it's just going to be the same level generation, but it's going to get worse if the parents don't change. If the parents and the children don't change.
Well, the parents are supposed to be an example, Mia said, and the children are supposed to follow that example. But if the parents are a bad example, then the children follow that same example. Yadiel, what do you think? Do you think that you should have to pay for your mother's, your father's mistakes? Do you think that's okay? And what do you think?
I don't think it's okay because like you didn't really do nothing. Just like your parents did something that's bad.
Okay, so your parents make God mad, and you should not have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Why? You should have a happy, perfect life.
Like if you did something wrong, you shouldn't.
God is saying here He's going to put their sins on you. You don't think that's right?
No, it's. I don't think it's right because, like, if you didn't do nothing that was wrong, why would you have to like? Why would you have to be burdened or be taken away?
Okay, so you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything wrong by your idea, right?
Yeah.
What about God's idea? Did you ever lie?
Yeah.
Ever?
I have.
Did you ever cheat on a test or anything ever?
No.
Ever cheated on a test?
No.
Ever stole anything, even a pencil or a piece of bubble gum or anything? Not ever?
Well, I chewed gum in class once.
Oh, so you were breaking the rules.
That was like when I was in preschool.
Yeah, but you still did it, right?
Yeah, I didn't know that I can chew gum.
Okay. So, did you ever covet? Like
Huh?
somebody else had somebody had a really cool toy, and you wanted that toy.
Yeah, that was like when my grandmother didn't show me about God and
Okay, but you you lied. You didn't follow the rules. You coveted. So, because why were you doing that? Because nobody showed you.
doing that.
Excuse me?
I was doing stuff that was bad, but then I learned.
Okay. Well, why were you doing something bad? Because nobody taught you, right?
Yeah.
Because your mother or father weren't teaching you, right?
Yeah.
Your mother and father live together?
Nah, just I don't want to talk about that, but you don't have to answer that.
Okay. Well, God thinks that the family is supposed to be. You're paying for them not being together, because God is very strong about wanting the families to be together. So you're your own person, yes. You have your own personal salvation. Pay for some of those things because your dad might not be around. You're not the only kid. There's lots and lots of kids at the congregation, that don't have their father around. Like even somebody in the class, Victoria, her father's not around. You're not the only one.
I know.
So you got to pay for that, and because it would be great if mom and dad were together. My whole life, my mom and dad were together until my dad died. They were always around. Okay. What about? I think I see your uncle. What do you call uncle? There you are. I thought of it. Not on my screen. I sometimes forget you're there. What do you think about the second commandment, Unc? What do you call your uncle, Yadiel? You call him uncle, or you call him by his first name?
I call him a nickname.
You call him a nickname. What do you call him?
Junior.
Junior?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a junior?
Yeah.
Oh, we had a lot of juniors at the congregation. What do you think about the second commandment? Do you think you should have to pay for your parents' mistakes and your grandparents' mistakes?
To be honest, I feel like that's okay.
Why do you think that that's okay and Yadiel doesn't?
Because it makes you know that it was not God who did it, but to blame your parents that this is happening, because they were the one who started this.
You think maybe one day when you get older and you get married and you have children of your own, you want to be a good godly man, because if you don't, God's going to put your sin on your children. Like you have a son of your own, you call him Junior because you maybe give him your same name and he's the third.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think maybe you might think about making mistakes before you do them, because your sin will be put on your son?
No, I'll try not to. And if I do, then, I'll probably repent for it, but I'll try my best not to.
Well, trying and doing are two different things. It's pretty hard to. You think you know what God is doing here, guys? Everybody, how we're talking about the second commandment is because He wants you to think before you act. A lot of times people make really big mistakes, and that's why we have the whole commandment about adultery and breaking up the family. God wants you to think before you act. Think what's going to happen to you, what's going to happen to your family, what's going to happen to the prosperity. America was very prosperous until 2 months ago. And now, because of this fake virus and everybody being locked up in certain states, but South Dakota, who didn't lock up anybody, doesn't have nearly as many deaths as New York City, or the percentage. So God's going to bless those. But it's taken away our prosperity because we didn't want to follow Him. Okay? So the reason we're talking about this and thinking about what you're doing and how that affects your family, your children one day when you get older, you might have children of your own. And Jehovah, the King of the universe, said to Abraham, he said, you know what? Know this for certain. Wasn't, So God is saying, know this for certain. Your descendants will be foreigners in a land that is not theirs. They will be slaves. Okay? Because when you don't want to follow God, he's slow to anger, but he says, you know what? I'm going to have to spank you one time. And you're sitting there and like, why are we slaves? And you're like, we're living a good life, but you're not really living a godly life. And you're wondering why you have to take this punishment. Well, you got to pay the price. When you're not walking with God, God will want you, will allow you to do what you want for a while, and then he's going to say, just like a parent, I'm going to come in there, I'm going to take your video game. I'm going to take your toy. I'm going to take this. You're going to get a spanking. You're going to get the chancleta. You're going to get the belt. You're going to get the hairbrush, whichever, spanking tool your parent, did. And so God says, you know what? I'm doing it. I'm doing this because I love you. How's a spanking telling the child that they love you? God, your parent loves you. What do you think, Shmuel? Shmuel, how are you when you're getting spanked or you're getting a chastisement? How's that mom telling you she loves you? You're next, Adasa.
What you say? What you say? Say it. Say it. Rabbi don't listen you.
I can't hear you, Shmuel.
Because
All right, Hadassah, what do you think, Hadassah?
I think my mom still loves me.
Even when you're getting a spanking?
Um, yeah, but she still loves me. Sometimes I pay attention at the corner.
But when you're getting a spanking, you think mommy loves you?
Yes, she still loves me.
No, you're not getting it. Yeshua?
When you get the spanking, it gives you time to think what you did wrong.
Okay. So why do you like spankings, Yeshua?
No,
Well,
you have to double think before you do something.
okay. So you're saying gives you time to think. Lev?
So basically, what I wanted to say is that, like, I think it says somewhere in Proverbs that it says, like, don't be afraid to like don't don't spare the rod. Don't spare the rod, and like if you beat him with it, he won't die, but you'll save him from Sheol.
And do you think that when mom's yelling at you or dad's yelling at you or you're getting the spanking, do you think that, oh, mom's just trying to save me from Sheol?
Yeah, because of course I'm gonna lay in a bed of maggots.
Okay. Mia?
Also, Sheol is not. I think the fact about I think it's the fact about like the spanking is the proverb that Lev quoted. I mean, pretty much not to spare the rod would mean that, yeah, you'd have to correct your child. The whole purpose of spanking, the Lord, parents as well as the Lord, they don't like to chastise their children, but they know they must. Yeah, our parents, it'll hurt they, especially like mom or dad, it'll hurt to them to spank their children. But it's correction that will help save you from Sheol, that says in the proverb. That it's correction right there. That you do something wrong and you have to get chastised for it. Yeah, it may hurt and the child may think bad thoughts like, oh my bear or something like that. But it'll help later because then they know the consequence of doing that thing wrong, like lying, disobeying, that stuff. It'll help them for future. They don't know what to do, how to correct their children.
So you think that's what you're thinking when you're taking a punishment? Mom and dad are just trying to save me from going to hell.
I'm just kind of upset for a little bit. But then after that, I realized like I was wrong. Mom is correct.
Okay. What do you think, Riette? Riette? Adrian's getting the chastisement, and you're thinking, wow, mom's just trying to save him from going to hell.
Well, sometimes I hide because I feel because of the loud yelling, because I feel like I'm in trouble too.
What about when you get yelled at? You just, you think, well, mom's just trying to save me from hell?
Well, I think about what I did, and then I feel like ashamed.
Okay. So you're ashamed. So did you ever get yelled at for the same thing twice?
Well, like I think in the past, I haven't gotten yelled at for things recently.
You haven't gotten yelled at for anything recently?
Yeah.
You're a perfect child?
No.
Mom just doesn't yell at you because she's tired from yelling at Adrian all the time?
Well, no. Well, I usually do what she says, and sometimes somehow I forget, and then I apologize to my mom, and then I do what she told me to do.
What do you think, Marley? You think when you're getting yelled at or Adrian's getting yelled at, you're thinking, psh, I'm just trying to save Adrian from going to hell.
No. I mostly think if someone's getting spanking, I hide because I don't like that sound, and kind of like Merle's, I feel guilty for some
So
reason.
you never get yelled at? You're perfect?
No. I get yelled at more than this little perfect child. Yes.
But not nearly as much as Adrian.
Yeah, I'll say.
You get yelled at the same amount?
A little bit, I guess. What do you think? Do we get
So do you
yelled at?
like getting yelled at?
No.
And why do you do it?
I don't know.
You don't know, so you're building things up so that maybe one day when you get married and have children of your own, God's gonna put your sins on your kids. Yeah, think like that. This is building up to later.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from this, guys. All right. We got a lot of stuff. Prophecy is very important because then you know the reason why it's happening. Okay, so let's see what we get to why that prophecy is so important. Okay, who wants to read verse 7? Yeshua, you get to read this time.
The descendants of Israel were fruitfully
Read it.
full, good, nice.
Yeshua. Put it here. Start again.
The descendants of Israel were fruitful.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I
Ándale.
All right, these are some big words. These are above your level. All right, let Lev try it. But you practice it. Yeshua, read along with Lev. As Lev reads it, you read along in your eyes. Hadassah, pay attention. You're being the distraction. Okay, now Lev read, and Yeshua, watch with your own eyes.
The descendants of Israel were fruitful, increased abundantly, multiplied and grew very powerful. The land became filled with them.
Okay, thank you, Lev. Okay, when somebody else in the class is reading, you guys want to also read along with it in your own mind. Okay, because when you see, for the younger kids, when you see the word, you'll begin to recognize the word by somebody else saying the word for you. Okay, it's memorization. Okay, so now in verse 7, what Lev just read for us, thank you, Lev. And Yeshua you were given a good try, but you got to practice. Okay, these words might be above your grade level. Okay, so they were very fruitful, meaning there was a lot of it. Okay, so if we look back at what we were talking about for the first half of the class, okay, we're gonna those children, those people were gonna be slaves. So the descendants, what's a descendant? Okay, let's make sure we know what the word descendant is. Elisheva, is anybody there with you? Java, you know what the word descendant is? I don't think anybody. Michael, what is a descendant?
A group of people.
Gotta come closer to the microphone, Michael.
A group of people.
Group of people in the supermarket are descendants? You go to the supermarket, those are descendants? Mike, is that what you're talking about?
No.
Kevin, help him out. What is a descendant, Kevin?
A family that comes after you.
Family that come. What do you mean the family that comes after you?
A generation after a generation.
Okay, very good, Kevin. Very good. Now, Michael, what did Kevin just say?
A generation after a generation.
Okay. Are you a descendant of somebody?
Yes.
Who are you a descendant of?
Like grandma and grandpa?
That's correct. All right. So that's the correct answer. Everybody, descendant is children of, okay, somebody that went before you, your parent. Okay. It's very important to understand what a descendant is. Okay. So the descendants of Israel were fruitful, meaning they had a lot of children. Okay. Which is a blessing because everything was prosperous. So the children were living. There were no famines and stuff like that. And they increased abundantly, meaning there were a lot of them, okay? And multiplied and grew very powerful. What do you think it means, Adrian? Grow very powerful. Victoria, you're next.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the question? I wasn't completely there.
You weren't paying attention?
No, not a great track record.
No, I think you got to write me 2 paragraphs for tomorrow about learning how to things that you can do to pay attention. I want 2 paragraphs tomorrow. You're going to read to the class about learning how to pay attention, how to pay attention. And I don't want to hear I didn't have time to do it. Okay, Adrian, I'm getting a little tired of this type of behavior.
You're right.
I have to talk to your father pretty soon again. Because you're disrespectful to the Sinclair name.
True.
Hey, let me go over to Victoria. Victoria, I had a question.
Yes, you said, what does grew very powerful meant or means? I think it
Yes.
means that, yeah, I think it means that like they grew fast and they were like beautiful. Um, like
Growing powerful means you're beautiful?
no,
Well, that's what
the
you just said.
I know, but like um the fruits, is that what they said?
No, it
You
says
said
the descendants of Israel were very fruitful, increased abundantly, multiplied, and grew very powerful. I'm trying to figure out what they multiplied and grew very powerful. You said they got beautiful?
um well, if they were fruits, um I guess they would be like juicy and like better than ever, like good fruits.
Yeah, we're getting we're getting there a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna go with the younger one first. Yadia, what do you think this means? What do you think grew very powerful means?
Wait, say the question again. I didn't hear you.
Are you not paying attention either?
Well, I didn't hear your
He
question.
said, what does it mean to grow very powerful?
You junior knew.
Um, like to grow very powerful is like to have a lot of power over people.
What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Punch them in the nose?
No,
Okay, so what does it mean?
Stronger, more, better.
they like grow their power.
Okay. I'm trying to understand what that means to grow power. What do you plant it like a seed in the ground? You can grow power?
Like it will grow bigger.
Okay. What's growing bigger?
Um,
Israel descendants.
Like growing bigger is it takes some time. It takes some time to grow.
Okay. Well, what is the thing that's growing? That's what we're talking about. Like, don't you want to be powerful one day?
Descendants of Israel.
On the text here, it says the descendants of Israel were fruitful, increased absolutely, rooted, and grew very powerful.
Well, it says abundantly and multiplied. Read what's on the page. Don't guess, read. Then you can become powerful. You know what it says? You can become powerful. What does that mean?
Let's see.
Because the more knowledge you get, the smarter you are, the more powerful you will be. What does that mean?
Like when you grow powerful, you take like more control of stuff, and like you like you have more control over lots of things.
You're getting there. That's right. You got control over things. What do you think, Junior? Multiplied and grew very powerful. What do you think? What do you think that happened?
That they came into power as if they got stronger, bigger, and better than the others. And as they kept on, growing quickly and getting more powerful, is like he said, he started. They got more control of things.
They got more control. Control in what? Right now, you're not in school because somebody who was in power said that you should stay in your house. Who said that?
The governor.
Yeah. So he is
Power.
the powerful one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move on from that a little bit. Let's take that idea. So they grew powerful, everybody, meaning they grew in numbers. They grew in the government. The government's in charge of the country. Okay, because there was a leader. And here we're going to look at the leader for a second. They have the Pharaoh, but he has people that are helping him. He has leaders that help him do everything. So when we look here, they grew very powerful. That means they were part of businesses and government. Okay. And then it says the land became filled with them, meaning that they were living everywhere. Okay. Or the land, meaning they were working in everywhere. So they were very powerful in business. Okay. With food, with all different parts of that, all different parts. Trade, clothing, different businesses that deal with different clothing, making swords, making all different type of things. So they grew powerful. Okay. Now here, let's see. Read verse 8 and 9.
Now there arose a new king over Egypt. He knew nothing about Joseph, but said to his people, "Look, the descendants of Israel have become a people too numerous and powerful for us."
Now, Riet, why didn't this new king know anything about Joseph?
Well, he probably never heard about Joseph.
Well, that's what the sentence said. I'm asking why.
Sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't catch what you said.
Okay, in verse 8, you read now there rose a new king over Egypt, a new Pharaoh. He knew nothing about Joseph. Why didn't he know anything about Joseph? Joseph did so much He saved them.
Well, maybe his parents or his guardian never told him.
Maybe. Okay. Mia?
I think the reason that this pharaoh knew nothing about Joseph would be maybe that it could be that this new pharaoh conquered Egypt, so he didn't know anything about Joseph.
What do you mean by that?
Like
We
Egypt,
conquered.
like a new pharaoh took over that wasn't from the area. Like maybe like there was a war maybe, and so this person from another land came and took over Egypt, like conquered it, so that he became the new pharaoh. Because it also says a new pharaoh, a new. It says now there arose a new king over Egypt. He knew nothing about Joseph. The only way a king over Egypt would not know anything about the previous rulers and like their contributions to the land would be if they conquered Egypt.
You sure that'd be the only way? All right, let me go over to Allie Mae. Allie Mae, what do you think? Why do you think this new king knew nothing about Joseph?
Mm, maybe. Uh, well, Egypt would have probably talked about Joseph, but maybe he. Maybe it's possible he didn't hear about it.
When you think a new king would, know about the kings before him and history about their country?
Yeah. Maybe it's from a different part of Egypt because I'm pretty sure there were two different parts of Egypt.
Yeah, well, there was the upper and lower valleys at minimum. So this new king arose, and he didn't like want to learn about his kings that went before him. All this stuff. He didn't want to know his history.
Yes.
Don't you think that's kind of strange?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you, if you were a leader, wouldn't you want to know how you got there?
Yes.
Like if you became Queen Allie. Everybody is saying, bow down to Queen Allison May, AMR, Queen AMR. Okay, you want to know your history of how other queens before you got there?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
So you think this knowledge was blocked from him, or he just didn't care?
I just think he didn't care. He probably didn't care about learning about it. He's probably like,
Wasn't
I'm just the new king. I don't need to learn about those.
okay. So you think he didn't care? Okay. What do you think, Victoria? What do you think about this new king not knowing anything about Joseph? I mean, the guy saved their country with being able to interpret the dreams and getting all the food together in the famine, and this guy knows nothing about Joseph and people of Israel, how they got there.
Yeah, I think he like comes from somewhere else, and so he's new there. So he doesn't know anything about Yosef.
Oh, you think he was voted in to be Pharaoh?
Well, I'm not sure. I just like think that he's from somewhere else, and then somehow he's king.
Somehow he's king. He just pops up out of nowhere out of a bottle and says, "I'm the king."
Well, not like that, but like maybe he had some family in Egypt, so I don't know. But I think he's from somewhere else.
You think he's from somewhere else, maybe like another country, and he takes over Egypt?
Maybe?
Okay. Imia's got her hand up.
No, it could be also over the fact that maybe the parents didn't teach that generation about Joseph and how the Lord saved their country from the 7-year famine. Could be that the parents didn't teach that generation, and eventually they forgot about the Lord, how He saved Egypt and the world. Could be that people forgot about God, and including the knowledge about Joseph and everybody else before him.
So you think the parents didn't teach their children about their history and this
Yeah, it could be. Like, it could be because you see nowadays the schools are not teaching anything of the Bible or the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm pretty sure 10 years ago people knew the Pledge of Allegiance, but now people are eventually forgetting or don't even want to learn it.
You think people would forget their history about their country?
They could, from running away from the Lord. The parents not knowing the Lord and turning their back on God. They won't know what to teach their children, or might as well not teach them at all.
Wow, that's pretty serious. That's pretty serious, Mia. I think we're going through a lot of that today. All right, it's time to wrap up our class. Good class today. Let me get you all on my screen. And then we'll close in prayer. Let's get this over here. One second. I am thinking of a number from 1 to 10. Okay, Allie Mae had her hand up first.
6.
Wrong. Marley.
5.
Wrong. Elisheva.
We'll say it.
Nope. Wrong. Yeshua.
9. Good.
Oh, so close but wrong.
So close.
Lev.
10.
Wrong. Briette.
10.
Lev just said that.
Oh, right. Right. 5.
That was said already also. Okay. Let's see. Mia.
8.
Nope. Victoria.
7?
Nope. Adasa.
4.
No. Yadiel.
I think it's 2.
Nope. Junior.
Wait. 3.
Nope. Okay. Let's see here. Lev.
1.
You got it. Ready to close our day.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for giving us one more day of life. Thank you for letting us learn something new and help us to get good grades in our schoolwork today. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Amen. Everybody have a great day. Shalom, Yeladim.